Hey guys, it's Nova Joe, and guess what? DLC has dropped for Earth Defense Force World Brothers. It landed 2 days ago on March the 18th, and I thought it'd be a great idea to show you all what we here in North America get to look forward to when the DLC lands for us, once the game lands for us. And for those of you wondering, a release date for World Brothers has not been released yet. We do know that it is going to be sometime this year, but regarding a specific date, I have not heard. However, Japan has already gotten DLC for the game, and Japan even has a season pass. And from looking over on the Japanese site for it, it looks like the season pass is about $25, and this DLC right here alone is $15. So it's probably just worth your while that when the game drops to go ahead and get the season pass. I'm not going to go into whether or not you all agree with season passes. I'm not a big fan of them. I get them when it's worthwhile. And I do have to say that after spending a good deal of time with World Brothers, the base game alone does give you a lot of content for your money, so I don't feel cheated. However, there will be a season pass, and I'm assuming that this will be part of that season pass. So let's go ahead and take a look at this DLC video. I am going to remain quiet throughout it so you all can focus on it, pay attention to it, and then we'll talk about it. Alright, let's go ahead and watch Earth Defense Force World Brothers DLC. Alright guys, so there's a lot to talk about regarding this DLC content. First off, right off the bat, we see EDF 1 and 2 style drones. So those first EDF 1 and 2 game, these are the type of drones that we had, those purple and green drones. Nothing too fancy about them, you just shoot them. That was pretty much it. I am so glad that they did not bring back the drones that could reflect your shot back at you. And for those of you who have played, I think it was on EDF 2, those drones were terrible. It was very easy to get decimated by them if you did not hit them dead center in their weak spot. Because if you hit those reflective panels that they had, it would just decimate you on the higher difficulty level. So I'm really glad to see they didn't bring those back. And those of you who have just been begging and pleading for them to bring back the Centipede, it looks like you have got your wish. Who knows? Maybe this is a sign of things to come for EDF 6 as well. Maybe we'll get the Centipede there too. But the way it moves, the way it segments, the way you kill it, it looks like they have just flat out transferred the EDF 2 Centipede right on over to World Brothers, and I don't have a problem with that. And, you know, weapons have been handled differently in this game. As you guys have seen from my videos, you get a new weapon when you pick up a new character. Possibly, potentially. So, like, if you're looking for new weapons, you need to make sure to pick up all the characters on the map, because they may come with a new gun, and that has been how you get new weapons in this game. Well, it looks like they're doing something with the old weapon boxes again. And if you looked at the mini-map, you would see that on the mini-map, there is a green square. And I'm assuming that that green square is the weapon box. So while you have new characters to pick up on the map, it looks like they're also going to be incorporating maybe one green weapon box on the map as well. So that's pretty cool. That is cool. I really honestly don't have a problem with getting new weapons based off the characters that you pick up. It's actually been kind of it's been driving me to grab all the characters. So not just do you grab the characters so that you can level up those characters, but you grab those characters hoping to get a new weapon, or to get a more powerful version of the weapon that you have. And now it looks like we're going to have a way to hopefully get a new weapon through just a weapon box. But who knows how this is going to be worked into the game. I really don't know. I don't know any information on this, but there is a weapon box. So however that plays out, we'll just have to wait to see. Now, going back to good old 4.1, we see the walking fortress. And for those of you who have played, and I am pretty much sure that everybody listening to this video has played EDF 4.1 or 2025, you know about the walking fortress. It had multiple guns on it that you could shoot to destroy those guns, and it had a dropship pod that you had to shoot in when it was open. You had to shoot it in the weak spot when the dropship pod was open, and it had that big shield out front. So it was a tough opponent for those of you who have played the game, as you remember, especially if you played it on Inferno. Trying to get in there underneath of it to try to get some shots in on that weak spot was challenging, especially when it's dropping all these drones around you. So it looks like we've got the walking fortress. And did you notice that it looks like some of those levels that they're including with this DLC is going to be insane with the walking fortress on it? You have got Hectors all over the place. You've got gunfire coming at you from every different direction. It looks like they've really amped up the difficulty, the potential for Inferno level difficulty. And when I say Inferno level, I'm referring to the mainline series, 4.1 and 5. When you crank those games up to Inferno, those later missions got absolutely insane. And it looks like they're doing that for World Brothers as well. Because I have to say that Inferno hasn't been as tough on here as it has been in the mainline series. And it's been refreshing. It's been a good challenge, and I've died a lot, but it has been nowhere near the level of challenge that the mainline series had. However, it looks like with this DLC, we may be getting just that. We may be getting Inferno, mainline series Inferno difficulty on some of these levels, especially like with the Walking Fortress. Now, for another new monster that was shown here in the video, we have Valak, who showed up in 1 and 2, or I could be wrong, y'all can correct me in the comments below, but we had some kaiju in part 1 and in part 2, and Valak was one of those kaiju. And so it's just another kaiju to fight. Basically another Orgenis-style kaiju monster. And, hey, the more new monsters to fight, the merrier. I'm really happy to see more new monsters to battle. So, lastly on this list, for those of you who have watched all the way to the end, which obviously you have if you're listening to this video right now, we're getting the Balam back. So, those of you who have not been happy to see the absence of the Balam since 5 came out, well, it looks like we're going to be getting the good old Balam. Now, I don't know if we're going to get variants on it or if it's just going to be one particular type of Balam, because as you guys know who have played this game or have kept up with this game, the Air Raider doesn't call in anything other than airstrikes. He doesn't call in any vehicles or mechs, and whatever levels that you have vehicles and mechs on, it's just determined by the level you play. So, with that, we're going to be seeing the Balam on some levels. Like I said, I don't know if it's going to be the laser firing Balam or it's just going to be the melee focused Balam, but we're still getting the Balam. So, that is good news for those of you who have definitely missed it, and I'm glad to see it again. I honestly think it is a lot tougher looking than the Barga anyway. The Barga looks like a machine used for construction type purposes. The Balam looks like it was built for war. So, we're getting the Balam back. And looks like we're probably going to be getting some new levels too. So, guys, like I said earlier, it looks like it was about $15 in Japan based on their currency. And so it looks like it'll be about $15, I'd say, for us as well. So we're getting some new enemies. We're getting weapon boxes now. Now I don't know if that's going to incorporate the weapon boxes into the 60 missions we already have in the base game, or if it's just going to incorporate them into the new missions that are going to drop. I don't know. But last but not least, we're getting weapon boxes as well as drones, Centipede, Walking Fortress, Valak, getting the Balam mech back. So we're getting a lot here. And it doesn't really say how many missions we're going to get, how many new missions, but we're going to get some new missions as well, I'm sure. So, alright guys, tell me what you think in the comments below. What do you think about this DLC? Do you think it should have been included in the main release of the game? Now remember, before you comment, this game was released for less than $60. So it was released, it wasn't released at budget prices, but it was definitely released, I think it was $49.99. And so it was released less than a full retail price. So for an additional $15, bringing it up to $65 with the DLC, what do y'all think? How do y'all feel about this DLC? Should it have been included with the game, or are you completely content to have it separate? And are you content with what has been included in the base game, those of you who have played the game? I'm really content with the base game. I feel like I got my money's worth, and I'm still enjoying playing it, trying to go through Inferno and clear that all up and find out what new weapons I can get. But anyway, guys, leave your comments below and stay tuned, because I will be doing another video where I will attempt to show you guys everything Japan has got so far, because they have gotten more than just this DLC pack right here. They've gotten some individual character drops as well, so I'm going to show you what they have received. Alright guys, if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out. It really shows YouTube that people want to see this and draws people over, so I'd really appreciate it. And if you're new to the channel and you love EDF and want to see more EDF, then subscribe, because that's primarily what I do here. So, all right, guys, as always, take care, God bless, and keep on gaming.